Go! Welcome back. This is MDawg. If you saw our last episode, you saw we had I held on to some bleak, but we didn't get the right size on the cafe. Let's hope we're luckier over in Mosquito. On the rough. If not, we'll just sell them. So I held some fish that were like non-marker size last time in case we got a good cafe order. I'm trying to remember, like, where was that rough spot? I don't remember now. Oh man, we need to go try it though. 544. So that's the wrong order. All right, let me find it real quick. I think I know where it is, but I want to make sure that we go to the right one. Wasn't it like... Yes, there it is. D3. 5693. That's right, because it was like facing that other direction. 5693. I don't know. Can we get... Is it 5 that are 44? Is that realistic here? Wait. I do need to take this hook off. And small hook worms. Oh, we could try red worms. We want to try red worms for a minute? And I think it was it an 8-meter clip? I think it was. Or was it like 6 to 8? It was 6 to 8. Alright, let's just go 7. Let's just go 7 on all 3. Actually, we will leave this one. Remember what we did last time? We'll put roach ground bait. Regular worms. Let's just get these in the water. Small as we can go. No ground bait. And let's check the, yeah. Alright. Was it 5 at 44? I think that's what it was. We are 9.1 bait harvesting. Plenty of time. 5 at 44. Yeah, we'll see. I just don't know. We don't have any right now. Alright, so we're just going to sell fish. Did not work out. Our little roll of the dice did not produce fruit. Alright, what are we doing today? 136 silver. If we get enough silver, do we try... Alright, first roughs on the worm, but it's not large enough size. Do we try trolling around Mosquito just for fun? Is this the episode that we try to have some fun trolling Mosquito? We would be using this with one of our baby reels, and then we would purchase the spinning reel setup. I don't know which one that's on. Ooh, red worm. First fish caught on red worm, right? And it is a rough. It is kind of rough. That's not a rough. Ooh, that is a rough. I love it. Alright. So we've got one that's over. Now that's not a rough. What's up, Gibble? So right now we're at 1/44. We need to get this. We need to get going a little quicker here on the 44 sizes. 9.3. Nice. All right. I did have another comment I was going to read. Somebody, Norby Mad, says, MDawg, when will the Christmas RF4 Mosquito spot begin? I wish I knew. I wish I knew for sure that they were going to do that again this year, right? No confirmation that that's coming. We can assume that the Christmas fair is coming because it has been here every year consistently for the last however many years, right? Last year was the first year they did that Christmas spot, the event at Mosquito. It's just right over there off that, not that dock, but the other dock. The one past it, where you just had to use your telestick and try to fish presents. It's good fun. Very different. It definitely got old. But, I mean, hey, it's been a year since any of us have done it, so we could probably handle it again. Plus, there was a very small chance that you could get a really nice present. But for new players, I mean, everything you get is helpful. So it was a lot of good stuff coming out of there, especially for newer to like mid-level players. So if it's going to come based on last year, hey, 2 red worms. If it's going to come based on last year, you would say probably like December 23rd or something. Let's see what December 23rd. So this year, December 23rd is a Thursday. What was December 23rd last year? Last year it was a Wednesday. So it came out on a Wednesday last year. Is there a chance it could come out on the 22nd then? I don't know. I don't know. Anything is possible. Hey, guess what? That's 2. We need 3 more. The night's almost over, but we need 3 more. I feel like we're not going to get this. If there's this is probably as good a chance as any in terms of this spot, but I just have this feeling we might not get it. Oh, yes. Nope. Just kidding. That'd have been a monster rough. I was all excited. We ought to make some special rough ground bait. The problem is we don't have access to any of the ingredients that I would use. Because, like, what would you do? You would just put, like, worm. Worm and more worm, right? Which we don't have. All right, so we want to get... Let's do 1 millet porridge and 3 bloodworm. And just to make sure we've got it, how much is left? 3 portions. So we'll get 1 more sunflower oil and 1 more caramel. Just going to continue to make some ground bait here or there. Can we dig first? Yeah. Red worm. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. So we want to make some more roach mix. At least the roach mix has bloodworm in it. I don't know about that caramel. I don't know if rough want caramel. Maybe we should do like a weird half Crucian Gibble, half roach mix, like have ground crackers and sunflower oil, but then bloodworm instead of the millet porridge. Maybe that would be our rough mix. It's kind of crazy. Some crazy talk there. Look at this. Our rough bite rate has died down. All right. This is a good opportunity to like show you how to make your own ground bait. So let's do that. All right, we want to do crackers and bloodworm. All right, so instead of one of the recipes like we normally do, you just click on the regular ground bait, right? And then click up here and you can name it. I always like putting a date on there because on my main account, I've got ground bait, especially PVA from like, you know, years ago at this point. So helps me figure out like what I want to keep and what I'm ready to just get rid of. All right, this is our own special rough ground bait. Got a good feeling about this. 2.6. We got to make a lot more ground bait, y'all. We have got to get on the ground bait. All right. So who's got a fish on? One of you is just making noise. Number one, maybe. Ooh. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put our rough, where is it? Rough. Our rough ground bait. Ooh, yeah. Man, are we going to be like one short? Are we going to be like one short? I hope not. Let's see. By weight. 1, 2, 3. We still need 2 more. Quickly, please. They got to come in quickly. Almost 10%. What do we got to get to on harvesting to make pearl barley? 20%. Can we still get points at this percent? Yeah. I think bread goes up to, what do y'all think, 15% or so? Then you stop getting points as much. I could be wrong. We want to ride that bread train, though. We're getting points. I love it. That ain't no stinking rough. That might be. Is it big enough, though? We're 1 short. All right, I'm going to put this back in without ground bait, just in case our ground bait is killing our rough bite. I don't think it will be, but just in case. Oh, this could be the rough immediate nibble on that same rod. We just need one more over 40. 44 or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, big money, big money. That's not a rough. That's not a rough. What is this game doing to me? How late do y'all think y'all can catch a rough? How late into the morning? We definitely still could at this time, right? But you do feel like you start to get that down. The chances start to get worse and worse. The other fish are moving back in. They're waking up. Go away, Gibbles. For now, at least. Oh, what's the size? Holy cow. Oh my goodness. That was like 3 grams off, wasn't it? Boo. We really should move off. Go catch Crucian Gibbles or Dace or something, but I want the rough. What's the size? Holy cow. How long have you been sitting here? My little roofie friend. So just for what it's worth, I don't know. I hate to even get into that argument because I'm not sure that it's like provable without seeing the way the programming stuff runs. But there's this idea that that they, meaning I guess the RF4 devs, nerf spots. Like they're sitting there watching how spots are performing and go in and be like, oh, that's too good, you know, or they're like, oh, we want this spot to be better. Let's, you know, like it's targeted buffing and nerfing of specific spots. And I've never thought that that was the way this game works. Now, again, I can't prove it. I'm not a programmer, and I certainly wasn't involved in programming this game. But the way it's been explained to me is that that the way that the fish migration happens in this game is actually a part of the software, a part of the programming, and that it is, and that there is a lot of like randomness to it. And that there are, lots of factors that impact kind of how the migration's happening. One of them being just randomness, I believe. So you will definitely see a lot of the same spots, come on and off being hot or really active, especially if you look over the long, like if you go to if you go back and watch videos from 3 years ago, some of the same spots, could be working now that were working then, but they haven't been working in the same way for the past 3 years. Like the fish have migrated, quote unquote. Things change. Spots seem to like become less and less plentiful. Sometimes spots seems to completely move or dry up for a season, for a time. Usually it comes back around. So to me, it's more of this like part of how the game is programmed. There is randomness to it. There's a lot of factors. It's not, in my mind, at least the way I read it, it's not someone sitting there saying like, oh man, the player base figured this one spot out and that's just too good. We're going to nerf it to the ground. I think that there are nerfs. Those are, we see nerfs in the patch notes, but those are more like general nerfs to a whole body of water or to how a specific species is working. I could be totally wrong on this, but I just don't think that is how the fish migration works, is that someone is like constantly moving levers or whatever, deciding where the fish are going to be. They're going to be better here, not as good there. Like, oh, let's take this spot offline. Like, I think it's a part of the programming, in my opinion. Again, just my opinion. Can't prove it. That's just that's my sense of it. And that is like, I think we've been told that. I guess I'm not just pulling that out of nowhere. The only question is, do you believe it? Or do you have sort of the conspiracy theory on how things are working behind the scenes? But I would say 2 or 3, like, program managers ago. Back when I first started streaming this game, and then like over that next year or so, early days basically of the English servers, we had pretty good access to the, kind of like community manager or whatever at the time. He would sometimes come in Discord with me during streams or whatever. He would interact with people. And that was sort of how he described it back then, in terms of the fish migration. It's one of those things where, I don't think we've ever had it like explicitly laid out, but, people trying to like give us an idea of how things are working without giving too much away. Or again, if it is really just programming, like, and there's randomness involved, it's not fully explainable. It just sort of happens. So anyway, I'll quit talking about it. I was reading a comment where it made me think of that. Like, that's my opinion on how all that stuff works. It's not an informed opinion other than what we've sort of been told as a community over the years. It's not provable. It's just kind of how I see it. I guess what I'm saying is I sort of choose to not believe. I choose to not believe that, someone's role in the development of this game is to sit there just like nerfing spots. Like, that just doesn't, that sounds miserable. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see that, but we'll see. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? All right. It is 9 o'clock. Did I call this or did I call this? I said we're going to be one short. We are literally one short. This one was 3 grams short. They're just not good. We're not going to catch anymore now, are we? The chances are so low at this point. All right. I tell you what, let's see how this day goes. Maybe we'll try to come get one more at the beginning of the night, towards the end of this episode. Why are you going to get stuck right there? Oof. We got it. Okay. So, let's go back to our crucian gibble spot and try to just make some silver here. Let's just try to make some silver. Now am I going to remember what spot this was? It's not this far down. It's right here. Oh yeah, it's right here. Right? Yeah. I guess it is. Yeah, this is totally it. Alright. So we want to go back to crucian gibble mix. And bread. Because we have a lot of it. And let's just see what this is looking like. I don't think I really want to go do dace right now. I am wondering if I want to use... Let's try maggots. Let's see how... I will keep the crucian gibble stuff on there because we don't want to mix ground baits. So we've got the crucian gibble ground bait on there. We'll keep it on there. Let's just see what maggots look like right here. Like what the bite rate's like. And then this one we'll put bread as well. Not sure if I set the clip. Yeah. Wait, is that fish on? I think it is. Yeah. It's a roach. So if there are a roach here, then hopefully the maggots will do something. If it's too much slower than bread, though, we'll switch it. Maybe put worm on there or put all 3 at bread again. There's a little gibble. I don't know. I think we're just trying to grab some, like, a few crucian gibbles. Also maybe grab a couple random cafe orders. Yeah, we are 1 off, and it's 30 silver. Tench, 800 grams. Possible. That roach order is possible. This is certainly... We've got plenty of time, but we'll finish that in a second. This is already done. Okay. Anything about to roll off? Closest is that perch order. I don't want to like unnecessarily spend silver right now, but I do think we should get another size 22 hook, and I also think we should get another 1 or 2 larger hooks, like, you know, that 8 to 6 range. Maybe I should say 10 to 6 range. I think we got that. The one we're using on the first line, I think, is an 8. A 10 wouldn't be a bad idea either. A 6 wouldn't be a bad idea. Hey, that was a big roach on maggots, so that kind of worked. That kind of worked. It is nice catching fish on bread, though, when it's basically just free silver. I mean, in the sense that we have so much bread, you know? How much is the boat rental here? It's cheap, right? Yeah. So we need like 36 silver minimum. That rough order would have pushed us over immediately. Ooh. I know some of you have been losing sleep over wondering if I'm still drinking my gallon of water a day. Well, sleep well. Because the answer is yes. I still drink my gallon of water a day. Never fear. Let's see. Wasn't there a roach order? We got to be getting close, right? We are getting close. So that'll be 10. This will be 8.9. That is a fat one. Oh, we can use Paternoster now? Let's do it. Paternoster it is. All right, so we just got to bottom fishing. Whatever we are at, 25%, so we unlocked Paternoster. Next time we catch a fish on either the first or second line, I'll show you the visual difference in basic bottom and Paternoster. I think that though we've had some nice roach on maggot, it's felt a little bit slow compared to the other two maybe. All right, there's our last crucian. Okay, so basic bottom. Gotcha. Basic bottom, this is the picture, right? You just got either your feeder cage or your sinker just sitting there. Paternoster, you've got a second line that's feeding the feeder cage off of it. So there's the visual difference, at least what the game shows you. Come on, big boy roach. Maybe it's worth it having maggot, even though it might be a little slower. That is a big boy roach. In fact, this time of day, it might even be worth going like all maggots, all roach, even in this spot. Seems like that could be a thing. Okay, common roach. Still got 2 days left. There's no rush on this order. All right. Oh, that one was too small. That's fine. Let's just get it done. Let's get it done. Let's give it another minute or two, and then we'll just get the roach done too. Kind of want to get out on the boat, at least for a bit. All right, I don't... Oh, that's our first fish on Paternoster. Interesting. I don't want to keep catching these little bitty ones. So let's switch to... oh, yeah, let's switch to bark beetle larva. And... We messed up that bite, but the fish wasn't very big, so I'm okay with that. And on this one, let's switch to maggot. We'll do this for just a couple minutes, and then we'll see where we are silver-wise. See how slow this is, really focusing roach. 12.5. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to quite have enough, especially without the rough order. We may have to try trolling next episode. Let's see. Yeah, this is slowed way down, hasn't it? Feels like. Feels like it has. How much silver do we even have access to? Gibble carp, 12 silver. There's no other gibble orders. Crucian carp, 4.9. Then 10, 65. Rough. We don't want to sell those. We can sell these, but it's only 1 silver. So we're really not quite there. Alright, maggots coming through for us with the big hook. Yeah. I was waiting on the roach order just in case we caught a couple small ones, but we may not. This spot, we might just get decent ones on this spot. Do we have quite enough silver? It's close. I guess we technically do, especially if we just do like a one-day boat pass. I can't believe I'm about to buy a spinning starter set over a feeder starter set for the first one. That's crazy. Don't do this at home. Get feeders first. Just kidding. Your preference. Whatever you prefer. Alright, first fish on bark beetle larva here. Should be a roach. Yeah, it's a good roach. Whoa. Big hook. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and... oh, it's a tench. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take that hook off and that reel. Wait, is there a fish on? I think there is. And I'm going to keep these 2 rods in the water while we're getting stuff set up. First of all, this one... Oh, we should borrow the line too, actually. Fishing line. We're not going to be using a leader. I think we want to use this one on one of them just because it's the smallest one. And we're not thinking we're going to make silver off of trolling Mosquito, but we do hope we at least catch 1 or 2 tiny like perch or something just to start the leveling process of spin fishing. This is more for fun, not for silver. So yeah, we'll put that little guy on this one. And then we'll see what this is. We're gonna just have like a couple minutes to troll. All right, let's just go get stuff. We're gonna turn the roach order in, even though it might be more efficient if we wait, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. So that's 9.9 silver. No more orders that we're waiting on. We are all ordered out, so we can go ahead and sell the rest of the roach. That's 6 more silver. See, these roach add up if you can get the fat ones. That's not bad. Then we're going to go purchase the spinning set. So you don't troll unless you have at least 2 setups, right? So the set we're going to get is the spinning universal start, 149 silver. The reason why I'm okay with this is because we can use this Lacerti for bottom fishing. So it's not a complete waste, even if we don't end up using it that much for spin fishing, but it'll be fun to experiment with it. All right, so when you get one of those, you do have to unpack it. Now you can't return it. And then we're going to put this in our number 2 spot. And we need to put a lure on there. On this one, I think we'll use this guy, the Dragonfly Long. We are ready to go here, folks. So let's go ahead and buy a boat station pass. Now, if we have enough silver, we do. I'm going to go ahead and get the 5-day just in case this ends up being fun. It just, that'll let us do it for a few episodes, a little bit, if we end up having fun with it. All right, there's another roach that we could have used for. Now, technically, we could use this. We could leave this in. Well, let's do that because we're only going to be using 2 rods out here. Where's the boat? All right, so to get in the boat, you hit E. That then asks you to use the ticket. And then we will just get out here on the water. Turn around, hit number 1. Take our friction brake down, and then we're just going to cast it out. Make sure the bail is closed, and then hit 0 for me to put it in the rod holder. Same thing over here. Retrieval speed up, friction brake down, cast it out. I'm not going to be able to cast very far on this setup. Close the bail, put it in there, and then you hit J for trolling mode. We just sort of want to troll around a little bit, see if we can't get any bites on our little spinner baits at Mosquito. This will be really interesting. And yeah, I'm going to leave the sound up so you can hear the motor. If I was streaming, I would turn that down because that sound does get old after a while. And if we do this again for an extended amount of time, I will turn it down. But for now, I want you to be able to hear that boat motor. It's one of the things that the player base has been asking for. We've seen it implemented in other fishing games, but it would be really nice to separate the sound of the engine so that when you go to audio, instead of having to turn all the effects down, you want to be able to just turn the boat motor down. I mean, especially if this is, theoretically we're in trolling mode. We could have an actual trolling motor. Holy cow. All right, now we're going to keep trolling. If it's, sometimes it's good to stop the boat. Sometimes you just keep going. We're going to keep going. Hey, by the way, isn't there a chub order? That's not big enough, but so we leveled up our spin fishing a little bit. Got to have the fun of catching a chub here at Mosquito. Let's watch that friction break. So yeah, just keep trolling. If you can get the fish in, just keep trolling. If it feels like it's sort of a little bit of a fight but not too bad, and you don't want to pull against it by trolling, then you can hit J to stop the boat. But if it is a really big fish and it's going to be a long fight, you don't want to stop the boat because you can't start the boat back with the rod in your hand. So then you're like setting it down, picking it back up. So, because sometimes you actually need to turn your boat around while you're trolling and chase the fish. So you get the handle on it, the hang of it. It can take a little while, but you kind of just use your best judgment on when is it best to stop the trolling motor, when do you want to keep it going in case you need to chase the fish. Or if it's small and you're going to get it in real quick anyway, might as well just keep going so you can be trying to catch a fish on your other line. And I think trolling Quarry could be pretty slow. I mean, Mosquito could be pretty slow. We are also using very suspect lures. So if we get into this, if we start feeling like we're making any silver at all, we might try to target specific lures to see like what's working. Right now, with spin fishing, all we can use are spinner baits. We have to get to 15% to even be able to use spoons. So we're limited in what we can use lure-wise anyway. Oh, here's our first fish on the dragonfly. There's a perch. That's what you sort of expect to catch some. Catch a good bit of, but cast it back out there, close the bail, and keep going. Some people, I mean, and I do this at times too, some people do troll with 3 rods. So in other words, you would have these 2 out, plus you would be holding one to have 3 lures out there instead of just 2. But with the like really underpowered gear that we're using right now, I mean, first of all, we don't have a 3rd spinning setup that I would want to use. I guess technically we could use this, but yikes. So we'll just do 2. I'm trying to, right now we've been kind of staying on the side. We're using spinnerbait, so it's staying on the top of the water anyway. But we probably should troll over some of the deeper holes in the lake as well, just to see if that increases any bite rate or whatever. Last time I did this, the most fun that I had was we occasionally would like hook into a like 1 kilo eyed, and on this gear that actually felt like a pretty nice fight. It was like a pretty extended, so that was pretty fun. But I don't know with these lures, and you just never know how active the eyed are right now. I think I'm going to work my way back down to where our feeder rod is, because I'm sure there's a fish on that, and it's going to be getting dark soon. You typically only troll during the day. There's a few exceptions, but for the most part, at night the bite rate drops off so much that there's probably something better to be doing other than trolling. For example, trying to finish off our rough cafe order. So we've caught 2 fish. They're worth no silver. So like I said, it's unlikely we're going to make much silver doing this, but we are leveling up our spin fishing, and we're also just doing something different, having a little fun, having a little bit of a different experience here at Mosquito, seeing what it's like. I think that is an eyed, right? Nice. So that was sort of in the deeper part on the 4 meter. And now that we have this set up, we could go try to catch some chub at winding, just spinning from the shore. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how active the chub are right now at winding, but usually it's pretty decent. I see our feeder rod definitely has a fish on it. Definitely. All right, pretty slow. But like I said, I think we need to try out some different lures maybe. I just kind of like the change of pace. I like the idea of we can make some pretty good silver at night on this map. And then, you know, early in the morning, but then during the day, just to have some fun, we can take the boat out and see what we can get into trolling some different lures around. Obviously, we're not going to spend a ton of silver on lures at this point, but we could just either target a couple lures. We could also buy that lure pack that comes with like just a variety of stuff and just see what works. If nothing else, you're getting a jump on, you'll have a little less work to do when you get to quarry. Because really, when you get to quarry, you're going to be trolling a lot, most likely, or some at least. It's a good way to progress. And the sooner you can get to the ability to use spoons versus just spinner baits will definitely be a good thing. All right. So we saw what, 3 fish? 3 different species of fish too. Eyed, perch, and chub. Those are the fish. I think you can also catch a pike here, possibly, but let's try to get that rough. Let's try to finish off this episode with catching that rough. All right, so we want to go like this and then like that, but we need to take apart put our Sparky back on there. All right. Where's our rough ground bait? Put red worms on the middle one this time. And I think I'm going to go back to only using ground bait on one. Take that and that off. And we'll go 6-meter clip on this one. There we go. One downside of trolling is you can't dig, right? So we do lose some time digging. Early rough. Ooh, guess what? We did it. And that was on redworm with our ground bait. Yeah, so we're kind of good now. What was that? Oh, maximum total weight of fish caught per day. Interesting. All right, let's don't take any chances. I don't remember exactly what the time was, but let's just go turn in our rough order. I mean, that's 30 silver we don't want to miss. We've already had some unfortunate misses on some of these rough orders. All right, 28 silver. 28.8 silver. I will take that. Yeah, I guess if we trolled long enough, we might get that perch order. We've ended up doing pretty good on orders during this episode. We finished 4 out. It's not bad. Back up to 45 silver. We've made some good silver. Because we spent 150. And yet still all already on our way to being able to purchase another one. So honestly, some of this silver though we need to put towards leveling up bait harvesting. Ground bait to a degree, but especially bait harvesting. Yeah, we'll fish a little bit longer here, and we'll wrap it up. Yeah, let me show you that bait, the lure box I was talking about. Especially in a situation like this where we just don't know what's going to work at Mosquito. You know, for 49 silver, I think the downside of this is you can only use some of these. You know, these are technically spoons. So you can't use anything below the spoons. So you're really only getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spinner baits. Big picture, you've got a nice set of interesting lures that you can try down the line. But in the short, you know, in the early game, these 5 are the only ones. So 49 for 5 spinner baits. It's not the best deal. If you look at spinners, a lot of these are pretty cheap. So I think we probably won't do that. Now, some of the really nice spinners that work really good at places like Belaya, like Hornet, Spikers, Achilles. You know, these guys are pretty expensive, but, you know, it's nice to see how many of these are in stock right now. If we figure out, like, if one of these is working pretty decently at Belaya, totally worth getting one of these for 25 silver and then just going and having a day or two at Belaya spin fishing. Same with these, but honestly, these are so expensive. It's a little harder to justify. A lot of them are in stock, though. And, I mean, you'll make that much silver in a day easy if you have the right lure at Belaya. So, if it, you know, as long as it's a hot time at Belaya. I don't know for sure what it is like right now at Belaya, but we'll be level 12 before you know it. But it might be worth getting one of those Achilles. I think the only thing that makes me nervous is that if you use an Aquila at Mosquito and you happen to get one of those, you know, random pike bites. There are pike at Mosquito, right? Yeah. If you happen to get one of these random pike bites and it like bit your line off, then all of a sudden that 25 silver is gone. But again, fairly low chance of that happening, I guess. But you got to be prepared for the possibility. It could happen. We've already made good silver today, and we're going to make another 10 or so silver, it looks like. So it's been a really good session overall, I feel like. I tell you what, let's go a little bit longer. We'll make this one a little longer. Let's just do a couple minutes over here at the Crucian Gibble spot at night and really see what it's like over there. Let's really see what it's like. We're using Paternoster now. We still only have bread, unfortunately, but I might even put worm on one of them. Not the big hook, though. All right, so this one, let's go. It is on Paternoster. Crucian Gibble. Big hook. Bread. We want all these to be at 8. Let's see if we get a couple chunky ones here. Middle rod, we'll go 14 worm. 8. Third rod, we're going to get another big hook. Let's go. Do we get another 8? Or maybe get a 10? I kind of like 10s as well. We'll do a 10. So on third rod, we're going to have a 10 with bread. Clip 8. All right, give me 1 second. Nothing? Worms coming through for us first. Interesting. A sleeper. Those pike orders, man. There we go. That's why we do it. Get those fat gibbles. But that was on worm again. And the 14 hook. What's going on with our bread and larger hooks? Yep, I said 10 silver. That's what we're sitting at. So that was 3 silver for that one gibble. But the bite rate's not great at the moment. Maybe we should try the previous spot we were on. It's what, a little farther down, wasn't it? It's this one, wasn't it? 45.74. This was doing pretty good for us when we first started the series. This one feels like it has just dried up. I mean, we fished here a good bit. Maybe we have to let it rest more. Worms is like the only thing happening at the moment. There we go. Oh, yeah. Hello? Hello? What we got here? This is our weakest setup. Yo no say. Please don't be a small common carp or something. I just don't see this being a gibble or a crucian. Even on this setup, like, why would it still be running like this? I think we might have just hit the lotto in a bad way and ran into a common carp. It's very interesting. I'm just gonna try to force it in. I think it eventually is just gonna pop off. So if we can get it heading this way and just pull, then might be worth the try. We're gaining ground more than we're losing ground. It's starting to run again a little bit. Maybe not. It's just moving side to side. Yeah, we're pulling it in right now. Please don't pop off. Should be able to see it a little bit. What is that? It's tired, whatever it is. It's gotta be a common carp, right? It's so big. Is that a gibble? Holy cow. Wow. Are you kidding me? Stop, 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 stop. I can't believe that was a gibble. I cannot believe it. Wow. That was a feisty gibble. I mean, feisty. $12.9 silver fish. Man, oh man. Most expensive fish. That was exhausting. I love it. That was awesome. So fun. Okay. Almost hit 11 on that fish. Cannot believe it. I just knew that was going to be like a 1.5, 2 kilo common carp going crazy on us, but that was awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's why you don't fish for bream with these starter rods if possible. It takes that long to get a stinking trophy gibble in on these little setups. Oh, man. All right. Hey. Tight lines, everybody. Thanks for being here. I will see you next time. We'll probably try to troll a little bit more. I'm just interested in, like, can we get anything going trolling around Mosquito. All right. I will see you soon. Thanks again.